Welcome to the Business English Podcast. I'm Rob, and today's episode is called Instant Upgrades, Prepositions for Professionals. Picture this, Charlie, a brilliant project manager who's just landed in London. He's got the qualifications, the drive, and the big ideas. But in every team meeting, every client call, every casual office chat, there's a tiny obstacle. Prepositions. Those small words, at, in, on, they keep tripping him up, making his otherwise solid English sound just a bit off. He's frustrated. He's thinking, I can handle multi-million pound projects, but why does at 3 p.m. slip away from me so easily? Have you ever felt like Charlie? Confident in your expertise, but stumbling over the simplest little words that seem to carry so much weight in professional English. Maybe you've been in a boardroom, all set to present a polished pitch, and you find yourself guessing between in London or at London. It's a small detail, yet it can mean the difference between sounding like a seasoned pro and seeming unsure. This isn't just about grammar. It's about impact, clarity, and credibility. In the high-stakes world of global business, every word counts. Today, we're zeroing in on a single skill that can instantly elevate your language. We'll dissect why these prepositions matter, show you how to use them flawlessly, and offer tips to avoid common pitfalls. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to navigate these small but mighty words so that your English sounds sharp, professional, and ready for any challenge the global market can throw at you. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Business English Podcast, helping professionals communicate more effectively, more confidently, and with impact. With your host, Rob, from Energetic English. Let's get down to business. So, why should you care about these tiny words, prepositions, in your professional English? Let's set the scene. You're in a high-stakes meeting and every detail matters. You've prepared the perfect deck, your analysis is solid, and your recommendations are top-notch. But then you say, we'll start the project in 3 p.m. There's a pause, just a microsecond. Someone's eyebrow rises. They know what you mean, but something feels off. That tiny slip can chip away at your credibility, no matter how brilliant your ideas are. Precision breeds trust. When you use prepositions correctly, you'll instantly signal professionalism and clarity. In business, that trust is currency. Clients need to feel confident in your competence. Colleagues need to know that when you schedule a meeting at 9 a.m., you really mean 9 a.m., not some vaguely defined time. And potential employers, they're always looking for that polished communicator who can make every word count. Think of prepositions like the connectors in your language toolkit. They link times, places, departments, and roles with laser accuracy. The meeting is at 2 p.m. The office is in London. He's in charge of the new campaign. You're not just choosing words at random, you're building a roadmap for your listeners' understanding, making sure everyone knows who's doing what, where, and when. This skill isn't just about avoiding mistakes, it's about adding finesse to your entire communication style. After all, in a crowded market where everyone's hustling for attention, why would you leave this easy edge on the table? And here's something to keep in mind. Mastering prepositions is only the beginning. There's a whole range of subtle language tweaks that can help you stand out. Today, we're tackling prepositions. Tomorrow, who knows what winds might transform how you speak. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's focus on this essential step. In a moment, we'll break down how to form these phrases correctly, share key examples you can immediately incorporate, and even highlight the common traps that trip you up if you're not careful. Stick around because the difference between the project is due in June and the project is due at June could make all the difference in how you're perceived. And if you think this is just about grammar, wait until you see what impact these tiny words have on your career trajectory. Don't go anywhere. The next segment is going to be packed with actionable insights you can start using today. Now, let's dive into the how, the nuts and bolts of using these prepositions flawlessly. Because, trust me, once these words become second nature, your entire professional communication gets a powerful upgrade. After this, you'll never second guess whether it's at 9 a.m. or in 9 a.m. again. But hold on, because there's more than just time expressions to master, and some of these examples might surprise you. Let's break it down by category, and I'll give you some phrases to repeat. When I say the phrase twice, jump in and shadow me the second time. This is your chance to lock in the right pronunciation and intonation so you sound natural, not forced. First up, at. Use at for precise times and specific places. Listen closely. We'll start at 9 a.m. We'll start at 9 a.m. Repeat it with me now. We'll start at 9 a.m. One more time. We'll start at 9 a.m. Another one. The office is at 23 King Street. The office is at 23 King Street. Your turn. The office is at 23 King Street. And once more. The office is at 23 King Street. Next, in. Think of it for months, years, seasons, departments, and spaces. The project is due in June. The project is due in June. Your turn. The project is due in June. Again, the project is due in June. She works in the marketing department. She works in the marketing department. You say it. She works in the marketing department. Once more. She works in the marketing department. Now on. This one's for days and dates or even surfaces. The meeting is on Monday. The meeting is on Monday. The report is on the shared drive. The report is on the shared drive. And don't forget for. This indicates purpose, recipients, or durations. This budget is for the next quarter. This budget is for the next quarter. I have a message for the client. I have a message for the client. And finally, of. It's all about possession, responsibility, or categories. He's in charge of hiring. He's in charge of hiring. The CEO of the company will speak. The CEO of the company will speak. With these phrases locked into your muscle memory, you're laying the groundwork for effortless clarity. But this is just the start. Up next, we'll talk about the pitfalls, because even if you've got the basics down, there are subtle traps waiting to snare you. There's a common error almost everyone makes at some point, and once you learn to avoid it, you'll be head and shoulders above the rest. Let's keep going. So, we've covered the key prepositions, practiced them, and even rolled them around on our tongues a bit. But here's the catch. Even skilled speakers slip up. Let's talk about the pitfalls, the places where even the smoothest communicators can stumble, and how you can dodge those mistakes with ease. The first common error is mixing up in and at when it comes to time. A lot of learners say in 3 p.m. when they mean at 3 p.m. Think of it this way. If you're pinpointing a moment, use at, like a pin in a map. We're meeting at noon. If it's a broader period, go for in. The project is due in June. Nail this difference and you're already more polished than many non-native English professionals. And let's be honest, even some natives slip here. Next up, leaving out of in certain fixed expressions. He's in charge of hiring. Just doesn't sound right, does it? It has to be he's in charge of hiring, or we're out of time, not we're out time. Missing these small words can disrupt the meaning and rhythm of your sentence. Memorize those phrases as chunks: in charge of, out of stock, in front of. Soon they'll roll off your tongue effortlessly. Another trap: overusing in or on because your native language uses a single preposition for multiple scenarios. English is picky. Put the file on the desk, but keep the documents in the drawer. If it's flat and you're placing something above the surface, it's on. If you're placing it inside or within something, it's in. Simple, right? But if you want to take it to the next level, think about how this nuance can help you sound more precise and more in control. Here are a few quick tips. Listen carefully to native speakers. Pay attention to these small words and start noticing patterns. When in doubt, look it up. A quick reference can save you from repeating the same mistake over and over again. Practice out loud. You might understand the rules in your head, but your mouth needs to get used to them too. Recording yourself and playing it back is a game changer. Master these tips and you'll stand out as a communicator who cares about clarity. That's a big deal in business. Clarity shows confidence, and confidence builds trust. And trust me, when colleagues and clients trust your words, opportunities open up in unexpected ways. Speaking of which, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, Rob, but what's next? Are there even more subtle tricks to elevate my language? In just a moment, we'll wrap up and point you towards what's on the horizon, because these tiny words are just the beginning. If you can conquer prepositions, what else can you fine-tune to become a true language pro? Don't go anywhere, our conclusion might surprise you. We've started with Charlie. Remember him? A talented project manager, feeling unsure every time those tricky prepositions popped up. By sharpening these tiny words, we've uncovered something powerful. Small changes can yield massive improvements in how others perceive you. If you can handle prepositions with ease, you're already projecting clarity, confidence, and credibility. And in the business world, that can be the difference between landing a deal or losing out, impressing your boss or blending into the background. We've covered why prepositions matter, learned how to use them correctly, spotted common pitfalls, and picked up tips to polish your delivery. But this isn't just about grammar, as we've said. It's about making every single word count. And here's the exciting part. Now that you've got a handle on these fundamental building blocks, what's next? Think about it. If a few well-placed prepositions can transform how you're seen, what could refining other areas like tone, phrasing, or even your vocabulary do for your career trajectory? There's a whole world of subtle language tweaks waiting to be explored. Consider this episode a first step toward language mastery. Your next upgrade might be just around the corner. Until then, keep practicing, revisit those phrases, record yourself, and pay attention to the words you use in your day-to-day work life, because the more you focus on these small details, the bigger the rewards. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a colleague who might need that extra edge. And if you're curious about what else you could fine-tune for maximum impact, trust me, we'll tackle that in the next episode. Stay tuned, there's so much more to uncover. For now, remember, tiny words, massive impact. This is Rob, signing off from the Business English Podcast. Keep pushing, keep refining, and of course, keep it strictly business. You have been listening to the Business English Podcast. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and we'll see you next time.